Hello and welcome to more Tetris. Last time we made our way here, inside of the Cinnabar Mansion, so let's continue and get to the bottom of this place. One thing I found odd about this particular location is that there are a bunch of vitamins, iron, proteins, calcium, but by this point in the game, you kind of don't need them. Like, do I really need to increase anyone's base defense? I don't think so. This guy is concerned with the conundrum of left to right. I'm pretty sure it's left. We unfortunately get a bit unlucky and get hit 5 times by a spike cannon there, but it's no big deal, it's fine. Something Snad can't handle. I could have used a bone ring there and at least tried out the new move. I think I will do that here. We only need one hit. I think I will give Scourge some experience. Yeah, another vitamin HP up that we don't need. Although I think the staircase serves to demonstrate to you that you're supposed to go to the left. Yeah, here we are, the basement. We haven't been here before. This guy is correctly concerned for us. That fall did kind of look like it hurt. We fell through at least one, probably 2 floors, but instead of helping us out, he's just going to attempt to beat us up. Which, you know, that's fine. I'm not concerned about that. It's just water under the bridge. Just an average Tuesday, really. We do have a protein that we can use. I think it will. Oh yeah, as you can see, our vitamin just failed there. The protein, Gyarados' attack is already maxed out. Carbos. I could probably feed that to Miko. There's an argument to be made that I really shouldn't be using vitamins at all, because you've seen how much of an easy time I've been having with this game, right? But they do take up space in my inventory, and I'm not gonna just sell them, right? Uh-oh, eerie basement. It is a bit eerie in this basement, but it's also kind of empty. There are like 3 people in here. This is one of the few places in the game where you can counter burglars. Yeah, there's lots of space for an NMR here, in case you want to do any characterization for your reaction products. But you can find burglars here, right? And I always found it odd that the burglars are trying to burgle this place, but they never actually find the valuables. Like, they leave all the vitamins, which do sell for a good bit of money. They leave all the TMs. Like, this TM for Blizzard probably would sell for a lot. They leave the key to the gym, right? Which I'm assuming you'd be able to sell to some passing trainer that wants to challenge Blaine. And Blaine also probably shouldn't be leaving the key to his gym in a random basement. With that, I believe that's all we can do in this mansion, so let's get out of here. I think we've all seen Blaine's gym before. You can fight the trainers, or you can answer the questions. I haven't changed the questions. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably just answer the questions and cut back when I'm at Blaine. I know it's anticlimactic, but it's fine. Okay, and we're back at Blaine. I don't expect this fight to be particularly difficult. We have every advantage. We can set the weather. We have a Swift Swim water type. So this should be fine. I am Blaine, the red-hot leader of Cinnabar's gym. My fiery Pokemon love a good bit of harsh sun. I hope you have sunscreen and... Ha! You better have a burn heal. Alright. He's gonna set up... Actually... It's his sun that ends up prevailing because the faster weather gets set first, but that's fine. I have 2 drizzle setters. There's nothing he can do against me. Although Mirror Coat does kind of scare me. I mean, if this Weather Ball doesn't one-shot, Mirror Coat will probably one-shot Cold Front. Luckily, Cold Front is, as we all know, the GOAT. And so it does one-shot. Nouvelette, sending Seeking the way of the Ortrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Omastar is gonna reset the sun, but that's fine. Surf will probably KO through the sun anyway, and we don't need Swift Swim to outspeed. Let's see. Lickitung. Have we seen Lickitung before? I don't think so, but Miko can take care of it. Yeah, Miko doesn't even have a super effective move. Ouch, that Dragon Claw did kind of hit hard, but it's fine. A few more Thunderbolts will take care of it. Miko clutching out with 2 HP, but unfortunately Blaine has more than one healing item, so I'll just have Nimbus take the KO. Heat Wave's not going to do much damage in the rain, and so Surf easily gets the final KO. I have burned down to nothing, not even ashes remain. You have earned the Volcano Badge. Yeah, so we get the badge boost to our special attack. But I'm not concerned with that. I mean, the stats are balanced anyway, and my special attackers are fine. And here, as always, we get invited to the Sevi Islands. I will go, because as we all know, Moltres is on the Sevi Islands, and I do want to at least show off Moltres since I did catch Articuno and Zapdos. But none of the dialogue here has changed. I didn't really focus on this side quest very much. Yeah, I didn't really change much here. All this dialogue is the same, the side quest is the same. Saving Lost Elf from the Hypno is the same, even though Hypno is a lawyer now. I guess it can be like the Von Karma of the Hypno world. Okay, so Moltres is going to be that way, towards Mount Ember, right? But actually, no, I think I want to show off what's south of here first. There are a few trainers, yes, but the little patch of land that's to the south here is pretty important. Not for a story or item reasons, but if you've read the documentation for this game, you'll know. Maybe I can encounter something... No, okay, Tangela, not what I wanted to see here. I think there are some hidden items here, but I'm not too concerned with that. Okay, Spearow, not what I wanted to see. It should be pretty common. I mean, it's not a super rare encounter or anything. Although it looks like I'm getting unlucky. Maybe I'll have to make a cut to where I actually encounter one. Persian is also not what I wanted to see. Okay, here's what I wanted to see. Chansey. So here's where we encounter Chansey. We get to fight it outside of the Safari Zone. We see that it does insane damage with Cross Chop. I changed Chansey's archetype from slow, passive, bulky wall to all-out physical attacker. You see, even with that resist, this is a wild Chansey with no EVs. I have no idea what its nature is. It still does crazy damage. And it also dishes out a good amount of experience. So this spot was intended to be a grinding spot. You come here when your Pokemon are unleveled, you fight the wild Chansey, and if you can manage to hang on from their attacks, you'll get good experience for it. That's it, that's really all I wanted to show off. I should probably lower the encounter rate of Spearow there, so that you can do it a little bit more efficiently, but it's ultimately not that big of a problem. It's also cool that we can actually use Cut to its fullest effect here. Because it's a steel type move, I don't immediately have the urge to delete it, and so I actually have it on my team, whereas when I normally play this game otherwise, I just delete it first chance I get. This guy very responsibly lost his daughter on a different island, and this random biker guy gets lost on the wrong island. Like, his gang just sent him to the wrong island, I guess. At Cape Brink, we can teach Blastoise Hydro Cannon. The move tutor moves, as I pointed out in Rock Tunnel, haven't changed. Their distribution remains the same, but I don't like Hydro Cannon. I think there might have been one other person, or one or two other people on the entirety of YouTube who played this ROM hack as well, right? And I saw one of them using Frenzy Plant on Venusaur. The Venusaur that I changed to be a physical attacker, and that's kind of when I knew I had to make my own playthrough because I want to do this game justice. No Frenzy Plant Venusaur. So yeah, we'll tell these bikers off. This isn't exactly the best matchup, although I think Thunderbolt should at least do half, right? Yeah, that does a lot of damage. We don't get poison there, so Miko is going to do well in this matchup. Snad will probably very easily take on Starmie. It's just a mud shot if we can actually land it, but fortunately Starmie just wastes its turn with Moonlight. And we defeat the Goon. The Biker Goon. Can we defeat... Okay. I think this is our first time seeing Pinsir. It's unfortunate that Pinsir's debut, its entire reputation hinges on the back of this Goon, but it is a Dark type, and we don't really have a Dark resist other than Neuvillette. So Pinsir, as I'm sure you were able to tell, is based off of the Minecraft Warden, that's why it's a Dark type. But I kind of gave this thing a busted niche with Tail Glow. Even though it has no tail, it gets Tail Glow because Tail Glow's Japanese name is Firefly Light, and I feel like the souls in its chest give off a kind of lighting effect, which is the same reason why Ampharos doesn't learn Tail Glow, even though its tail literally glows. We do one-shot the Pinsir, but I don't know, if you ever want to use a Pinsir on your team, Tail Glow is kind of busted setup move and it does get good coverage. And we defeat the second Goon. Can we defeat all the Goons in one big wave? Alright. Yeah, we easily defeat the Goon. The Goon has nothing on us. No amount of Goon can conquer Miko's amazing power. Not even Magmar can conquer us, and we defeat Paxton, who is not a Goon and thus has no power over us, even less power than a standard Goon. Real good stuff. Another vitamin that we don't need. At this point, you know, I question why I'm so diligent in picking up all the items I see, and even all the items I don't see, like this hidden item. Because there's not much the game can reward us with that actually matters. Like healing items, I can just buy. PP ups, PP maxes, I'm reluctant to use. It's really just TMs at this point. Although we will get some berries in the berry forest, so those will be nice. I led with Neuvillette and Nimbus so that I can use Devil Surf, but it looks like that's not actually going to happen. Air Cutter, though, hits both targets, so it should be a good option. It should be a good option if it actually hits, but that's fine. We just left with Clefable, who shouldn't put up too much of a fight. And I believe there is a hidden item in this rock. Yeah, max repel. Okay, that's actually not that bad. I might actually use that at some point. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with Sandvale Gyarados, but fortunately our Surf does hit. And we see Venusaur here. Not too big of an issue. This child embodies the childlike enthusiasm for Pokemon that drives people to make ROM hacks. Maybe this child will make a ROM hack someday, and then I'll play it on my channel. Yeah, Cold Front gets the one-shot on Seadra despite not having a super effective move, or even a neutral move, just not very effective Weather Ball. That's just how powerful Cold Front is. Although I don't think Cold Front can one-shot even through the 4 times resist. So our best answer into Dugong is still Nimbus. Oh, it wasn't childlike enthusiasm and wonder, it was actually just the big dumb. That's a bit unfortunate. That's okay though, you can still make ROM hacks if you're the big dumb, like me. Okay, since Vileplume is coming out, I will unset the brain. Thankfully, even though we don't get the one-shot, Vileplume's level up move pool is so bad that it just uses Bubble. Fails to secure the KO. A bit embarrassing, but that's just what happens when you don't set custom movesets for your trainers. This woman is waxing poetic a little bit. She's affected by the salty twangs of the sea. Oh yeah, okay, this Muk just demonstrated that it too can use Weather Ball, which is pretty cool, but it is a Sun team. I mean it's Chlorophyll user, so it's better on Sun teams, and we don't have a Sunsetter. I can't just use all the weather in my team. Also, I find it hilarious that the girl that we're about to save is named Lostel, and her entire purpose is being lost. Real Ace Attorney naming scheme. Can't forget about the best Ace Attorney character ever, Deed Man, who exists to be a dead man in a case. Can't believe how many berries there are in this forest. It should be called Berry Forest. Someone should get on that. Unfortunately, I do want to grab that item. Even though this place is optional, it is kind of interesting that you can find Pokemon that otherwise would be exclusive to this Fire Zone by default, like Pinsir. I'm talking about the vanilla games. I don't think you can actually get Pinsir in this Fire Zone in this ROM hack. I don't know, this whole forest is kind of like an interesting side zone. It wasn't in the original games, they just added it to add more content in the remakes, which I don't object to, but I feel like they could have done a bit more. Especially since this location that you only need to visit once for this quest. Yeah, and Lostel reveals that she's actually terrified of lawyers. So maybe this Hypno isn't the Von Karma of the Hypno Legal Society. Maybe it's just the girl. Maybe it's Lostel's fault. And we get the quest item, thankfully, so we can finally get away from Lostel and her irrational fear of lawyers. Whew, that's a relief. I couldn't stand being on the same island as the girl for another minute. Okay, and now we can take the ferry from Vermilion back there at any time. So I think I will... Actually, I don't know if I have time this episode. Yeah, I think I'll catch Moltres in the next episode. Unfortunately, this episode is gonna have to be a bit of a nothing burger. We just did the Lost Hill plot. But next time, I will catch Zapdos, and then we'll probably go and fight Giovanni for the final time, marking the last gym that we need until getting to the Elite Four. Feels a bit sad that this series is about to come to a close. That's fine, we had to come to this point somewhere. But until next time, thank you for watching and goodbye.